Hi, beautiful people. Welcome to Soul, Light, and Body. Today is just such a beautiful day because you know why? We are here, we are alive, and we get a chance to do our deep healing. We get a chance that we could move forward with our lives because you know what? Our soul wants to move forward. Our soul wants to evolve. And we get a chance each day, each moment, we get this chance to just do it. And I hope that you continue to do your journaling because it's very important that when we wake up from our beds each day, we really focus and zoom in on journaling the way how we are feeling or our thoughts, that in later weeks or months we could revisit and see the progress that we have made with our lives. Are you taking the time to do some grounding? Are you enjoying nature? Are you going outside and really embracing nature, which really have the healing properties that we need? Are you doing that? Are you being gracious with yourself? What are some of the things you're telling yourself when you stand in front of that mirror each day? Are they nice things or not so nice things? Your soul is here to evolve. And we go through different challenges because that is what the soul wants to go through, to evolve. And many times, because of fear, we don't want to do it. But we need to embrace these experiences because these experiences, that is what really help us to evolve into this beautiful light. The light is there, but we got to journey within to find that light. It's not on the outside. Many times we are looking on the outside for that light, not knowing that light is within you, that sacred light, that essence, that true you. You got to go within. You got to go within to get that light. And when you find that light, it's blissful. It's infinite. But you got to go within. To feel that way, you got to go within. The love is there. The happiness is there. The joy is there. But you got to go within to find it. Because we, as humans, we are looking on the outside for all of these things, not knowing we are carrying these things within ourselves. Where is your attention going today? What are you paying attention to? Because whatever you're putting your attention to, that is what is exactly going to come back to you. You got to find the time to pause and really check in with yourself to see exactly how your life is going. And if it's not going the way how you really want it to go, it's time for you to really seek help to really help you to heal. And the healing process is not an overnight fix. It's a process because it's different layers you have to go through for you to really experience that true healing. Sometimes it takes months. Sometimes it takes weeks. Sometimes it even takes years. But it all depends how you are seeing healing. It all depends on how you are seeing healing. And remember, you got to be open. You got to be receptive. So today we got such a beautiful guest. And Angel is going to really walk us through these different layers that we could help ourselves. Or if we can't do it on our own, we could reach out and get help. Because there is help out there that could help us to zoom in on all the challenges that we are facing Because the challenges that we are facing is the soul trying to tell us these are the things we need to work on in order for us to evolve, for that soul to evolve. And if things are not going your way, it's going the right way. We really need to take a long, hard look at our lives and what we are really doing with our lives, because the soul came back here to go through these experiences, because that is what the soul wants to do, to evolve. But many times we are running from these experiences. We may have one experience here and we run from it and we run back into the same experience with another person. So we gotta stop running. We gotta stop running and we gotta face it head on. And we have Angel here to help us this morning to understand how we can face these fears and start our inner journey with healing. I'm Karen Pascal, Holistic Health and Wellness Coach and a co-author of 2 ebooks with my sister Joan Williams. Also, we have a digital magazine and a hard copy magazine. And if you have not subscribed us yet, you can go in the comments and you will see the link and you can subscribe. And also you can like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel so you never miss none of these juicy episodes. And today we just want to welcome Angel to the show. Grab a pen, grab a notepad, your cup of tea, your coffee, your green juice, a glass of water. Find that comfortable chair and just sit and ride with this 1 hour with us, because there's a lot of juicy tools you're going to have for your toolkit. I'll now hand the mic over to Miss Joan Williams. Joan, take the mic.
Great opening. Good morning, everyone. You guys are doing well. Happy Monday. And it's such a special day. It's a brand new week. And just want to say today, whatever space you're in, because we all move in different spaces as we age or whatever season you're in, I just want to remind you today, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself because you are the most important person. It's you. Believe in yourself. Yes, different things happen. We go through challenges, we go through failures. But with all that, with when all that is happening for us or with us, remind yourself and just know that you're stronger than you think. You are stronger than you think. And one of the things we want to tell you today is that, as Karen also earlier mentioned, is that go within. Go within. You can go into that space, that special place only you can go, and whatever your spiritual belief is, whether it's God or whatever, can reach that inner space and go within and harness that strength, that courage that is within you. Because you're powerful. You're amazing. Remind yourself that you are enough. You are special. And then move through life with grace. Show yourself love and compassion because you're special. You're one of a kind. Remember every day how you talk to yourself really matters. What are you telling yourself on a daily basis? What are you saying to you as a beautiful goddess, queen? I don't know what you guys call yourself, but you're strong man. Whatever is it that you want to become, start talking to yourself and reminding yourself and set those intentions daily. And when you set those intentions, set it with clarity so you can move with a level of confidence, self-assured. Believe, there's where believing in yourself comes in, and knowing that you are special, that you're strong enough, and walk in your greatness. Step into that space of greatness and show up in the world. Bring out your excellence. It's within you. But once we consistently practice that, when we show up in the world, we show up in a room, you come in with that level of confidence and show yourself that love and compassion because you're beautiful. And just remember, Once you find that purpose, that thing inside of you that ignites you, that have you on fire, that makes you feel great, walk and step into that purpose. And then you share it with the world. And don't be afraid about taking risk, calculated risk. And we also want to remind you, celebrate your wins. Whether they're big or they're small, you've worked for that. And that's right where you are. And just remind yourself that every day, use that as an incentive to continue working for your dream. Dream big. Don't shrink. Dream big and step into your power, step into your greatness. My name is Joan Williams, Holistic Health and Wellness Coach, and thank all of you for telling us about how our magazines are great. And it's a little thing, a little piece there for everyone because the focus is we are health coaches. The focus is living healthy, nourishing ourselves. Not only what is on the plate, as we always say, but what is off the plate. How are you nourishing your soul? That's the key here. How are you nourishing your soul? And who are you? Today we got a great guest today, and Angel, and what an amazing person. I know we always say our guests are amazing. Yes, they are, because each one of them brings such a value to the space and that they enlighten us and bring a lot of clarity because this is a learning process for all of us. We learn new things every day. And what Angel is going to do for us today and help us to understand because she is so powerful and she got so much goods to share with us. So I'm not going to take up a lot of time. She's going to talk about because she's a Starseed Alchemist and an award-winning coach with counselor and best-selling author of Journey Starseed. And there's so much more. She was also interviewed on BBC Radio and featured in Mirror. And she's going to talk about the Akashic records, which we all eager to understand. We want to know more about Starseed Alchemist and shamanism and shamanic healing. We want to know all about that. So sit back today. Welcome all of you, those who are watching us live and those who are going to be catching us. Like, sit back, relax, and soak all in. What is good for you, you take. What's not, leave. And enrich yourself because this is one of our shows, which is so light and body. It's filled with enrichment for your soul, bring you that light, and for your body. So relax, enjoy. Angel, welcome to the show. It's such an honor to have you here with us, and we're happy that you say yes.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so honoured and pleased to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Tell us who is Angel and how we got to the enrichment of your life and with fullness, living life full with all these modalities, all these accolades that is behind you, and all the beauty that you come and creating such an impact that you're sharing to the world, that you change in lives every day. When people show up in the room, you give them that value. They never leave as they came because you pour so much into them that they're so enriched that when they walk out that door, whether it's a workshop, whether it's a coaching session, whatever space that you're in, you bring that level of value, you bring that level of power, you bring that level of enrichment. So when they leave, there is a transformation guaranteed. Tell us how you got to this powerful space.
Wow. I'll try and be I try and do it in a nutshell because the journey feels so long and it feels like I'm so far removed from the person that I used to be. Um,
Right.
but I come from, I was born in poverty. I was born in a very dysfunctional household, single parent. I was brought up as a Jehovah's Witness. And there were times when I felt very depressed as a child, as a teenager, as a young woman. And there was just this dark cloud over me for so long. And I couldn't find the answers to why I felt that way. And transpired that I left the religion because I was so depressed, wasn't finding the answers. Things were happening within the family. I went into counselling for about 7 years was my first stint, and things started to open up. I started to find the answers as to why I was feeling the way I was feeling. And so this counselling really gave me a different worldview of things. I left the religion and just carried on with my journey. And I felt like, wow, all these things that were suppressed within me as to why I was depressed, it made so much sense. So continuing on the journey, I have 2 children. I've been married twice. I ended up in rehab for food addiction, realizing that I also needed to get rid of alcohol, and more things started to come up because those things that I was addicted to were they were suppressing a lot of things. So despite the fact that I'd been in counselling for so long, there were still some things left within that needed to come up and take away my drug of choice. Those things started to come up, and I kid you not, when I was in rehab, after about 3 days of not having sugar and white flour products, just those 2 things out of my diet, I started to have this wave of emotion, and memories started coming to me, and it was quite scary, I'm not going to lie, but it revealed so much, like sexual abuse that I just forgotten, compartmentalized it, and just that started to come up. And so I was able to deal with things at a deeper level. And when I came out of rehab, I changed my career. I started studying to be a counsellor, started studying to be a coach, and this is me now, where I implement all my personal learnings and all the teachings that I've had from my coaching, from my counselling, and I just keep evolving actually, because when I first started out working for myself, I didn't know much about shamanic stuff. I didn't realize that I was psychic, and all that started to evolve. So basically what happens is the more we deal with our shadow work, the more we remove that from us, and it allows the soul to grow and to evolve and to feel more connected. So this is why it's so important for us to do the shadow work, really, really important. And you start to see how much of a soul you are, a spirit you are, how big you are, how powerful you are. And this is something that a lot of people are scared of, their own power. Because I remember being quite scared of my power at first, but now I walk very happily in my power. And just serving humanity in the work that I do is so fulfilling, because as you mentioned, transforming lives is it's just something, isn't it? It's just something
It's amazing.
Powerful. Yeah. So that's it in a nutshell.
That is so beautiful. We applaud you and we are very proud of you. We give you your flowers because the whole overview that you've given us and took us back from where you came from and how you have evolved through the different process. I mean, it's really, really amazing. I know you talk about just now, as you mentioned there, without for me to take that much time, you talk about embracing. How can we embrace our power? You said, don't be afraid of your power. What do we do as an individual when we realize that, what is happening here? How can we embrace it and embody that and move through life with that?
It's really about remembering who we are, actually, because I remember when I first started going to the Anonymous Fellowships, I heard a saying, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And that really made me think. It was one of those phrases that stuck with me. And I thought, that makes sense. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. We're not humans with a spirit or a soul. So the human part of us is it's just here for an experience. It's just here, as you said, Karen, to allow our souls to grow and evolve. So the more we tap into our inner self, our higher self, we realize actually that's who we really are. All this human stuff, some of it is very much an illusion, and it's just about having these experiences so that we can grow and evolve. So really and truly, why be scared of who we really are?
Right.
We have been taught to dumb down ourselves. The system that we are under, the human condition, is what makes us think we are nothing, we are this, we are lowly, we are just human. And they want us to continue believing that of ourselves because it serves their higher purpose, their agendas, right? But the more we, and the thing is, it's incumbent upon us to really remember who we are, and so that the world can change. We're in a state of emergency right now, humans, and it's important that we all remember who we are so that we can bring about the changes on planet Earth that is necessary.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. And we be in a specific mindset.
Yes, absolutely. We need to, despite the things that we go through, because yes, we go through some trials and tribulations. Some things are really awful that we have to go through. But if we look at it from a space of why, so sometimes we say, why me? Why me? Why me? Why did I have to go through this? It's not fair. But why not you? Your soul chose these experiences because your soul knows more. Your soul can handle it, and it's for your soul to grow. So if we have that attitude, so basically it's looking at things from a highest perspective, isn't it? It's looking at things from a soul's perspective and just accepting it's an experience. Yes, it wasn't very nice, but I got through it okay, and I've grown and I've learned, and I'm not doing the same thing again. It does take a while to get to that point, though. It does.
Yeah,
it does.
Absolutely.
Yes, you said it. It really does. You have to able it. Well, I guess that's where the growth and the evolving comes into play, because once you evolve in that space, and you could look at things from a different perspective, the way you may in past experiences. Karen?
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. We, as I said in the opening statement, we tend to run away, and we really don't want to face the challenges and the experiences. But that, as you rightfully said, Angel, that is what the soul wants to. The soul came back here for that particular reason. So we got to embody these challenges, and we got to realize that these challenges is what is going to help us to grow and to evolve. And if we cannot do it on our own, we need to reach out and get the professional help that will help us to embody these challenges and help us to look at these challenges and these experiences as a soul guide for our lives. We gotta, as I said, we gotta journey inward. The journey is inward, not outward. And a lot of times, because we are looking at the journey as an outward journey, that is why we always go up into this brick wall. We got to look at it as going inward to really find the light, as I said before. We are looking for that light. We really want to know. Many people would ask, I really don't know my purpose here. I'm looking for me. I want to find me. If you want to find me, you got to journey in to find you, because the soul is there. Everything is within you. The love, the joy, the compassion, everything is within you. It's not on the out. It's in. Because you came with those things. The soul is joy. The
Yes.
soul is compassion. The soul is love. All those things is in within you. But because, as you
Mm-hmm.
rightfully said, Angel, we are conditioned to believe that these things are on the outside. So we got to look for another person
Mm.
to give us that love. We got to look for another person to give us that compassion. Not knowing we embody all of that. We
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
embody all of
that's
that,
Absolutely.
true.
you know.
And
Angel,
I like,
sorry, Joe, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna just put another layer on that. What you said is that, Angel, in your opening, and that you spoke of everything, and you it was clear that as you start embarking on that journey, and everything that you strip away that no longer served you well, you have moved into such a beautiful space because there was new discoveries for you, correct?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. Um, and each discovery comes with its own learnings and growth.
Absolutely.
It's layers, layers, layers. You get to a certain point, and then you think you might have healed a certain wound, and you think, oh gosh, and there's another layer to it, and you just keep going. It's about really being patient with ourselves and the compassion, and not judging ourselves and our experiences, because everybody's unique, and we're
Uh,
all at different stages of our journey. So we don't judge. We just we are a collective, and we're all on this journey together at different stages. Some of us are further along, and so we help those others behind us. We
yes.
help them. We That's what it's about, helping each other, and, as I said, not judging, but having so much love and compassion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. What you just said is
Thank you.
helping the ones to find their light within
Mm.
themselves.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead, Angel.
Because I was just because when we start to tap into our soul, our spirit, and we start to remember, that's actually us tapping into the Akashic record, because
Yes.
everything that we've experienced in other lifetimes, in other incarnations, is all written. Some people call it the book of life, some people call it the Akashic records. It's all there. And we all have the ability to tap into our own Akashic records, but we have to do the work. We
Yes.
have to do
So
the
important.
work.
And we have to be willing enough to do the work to tap in there. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
not an easy
Absolutely.
journey, Yeah, it's not an easy journey. It's not, and once we tap in
No.
there, we really and truly understand ourselves.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes.
And
And
don't
we
be
can,
afraid.
and that's it. We understand ourselves, and we can maybe not stop taking ourselves so seriously sometimes.
True.
Because when we do that, we can become too hard on ourselves, actually.
Right,
So it's
right.
Yes.
about lightening up a little bit, and
Yeah.
that compassion, that we have for ourselves. It's like looking within the inner child. Our inner child needs nurturing. This is very, very important. The inner child within us is the genius within us. It's the creator within us. It's the one that holds the joy, the bliss, the happiness. And if our inner child is not happy because of childhood experiences, then we really do need to nurture and reparent
Yeah.
the inner
Yeah.
child.
I love the word reparent.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
love
we
that word
do.
reparent. Yes. Yes.
It's a word that I use with my clients all the time, because sometimes people don't understand exactly what it means to look after their inner child. But when you say reparent, then you think, actually, okay, so my parents weren't that loving, they were abusive, they weren't that compassionate, they always put me under a lot of pressure to achieve. And
Hmm.
so you think, but what did I really want? What did I really need as a child? And then you, as the grown up, you can start reparenting your inner child in the way that your unique inner child needed parenting. Because let's face it, a lot of our parents, they did the best they could with
Yes.
the tools that they had. Okay. And we're not about blaming the parents, because they too had the human condition. They too came into dysfunction. They too had transgenerational trauma. So it's about, okay, now learning, how do I do it for myself? How do I reparent my inner child? So for me personally, I'm a very sensitive soul. Yes, I'm powerful, but I can cry at the drop of a hat, because I'm an empath and I cry easy. But my tears also are messages from my soul. So in order to look after myself, I have to treat myself so gently, with so much compassion, and really like they're there to my inner child, because she needs that. She didn't get much of that as a child. So I do that for myself.
Wow.
What a beautiful way you just explained that. That's a beautiful way to put it, over reparenting that inner child, giving that inner child that love, that you did not receive along the way from your parent. Because
Right.
I always say to people that your parent, they went through their own struggles. And
Yes.
some of them, when they're going to birth you and bring you into this world, they went through the trauma to bring you here, right? So we look at them, sometimes we blame them for our lives, but we really can't, because they went
Mm-hmm.
through their own struggle too. Maybe they did not even know
Mm-hmm.
how to reparent themselves. They did not even know how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Yeah.
really can't
Yeah.
blame them. But now
No.
we are
No.
adults. We could help ourselves. We could put in
Yes.
the work, because we now understand life on a deeper level. We could put in the work and start to work on ourselves, so we could start to heal other generation. We could put that full
Yes.
stop. We could put that full stop there and say, you know what? I'm going to make that choice to journey in within myself, start that healing, so I could heal out my generation that is going to be coming along.
That's it. And that's what you call ancestral healing. Okay. So there's different ways of doing ancestral healing. Yes, you can do it shamanically. And I'll talk about a little bit about that. But the more you do the work on yourself, the more you're breaking the patterns of your ancestral lineage. And so the more you heal, the more you're actually clearing the wounds, the energetic wounds that still are tied to your ancestors before you and those coming after you. But if you
Yes.
keep doing the healing work, you're breaking away those wounds. So that's one way of ancestral healing. And one thing I like to say is, how proud are your ancestors? How proud
Yes.
are they of you? Are they proud of you? I get messages from my ancestors, from from myself and through other people. They always say, your ancestors really love you. Yes, they must love me because I've done a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so that's one way of the ancestral healing taking place, actually, breaking the chains and the
Yes.
patterns that bind you. So because you may find that within your lineage, you may see that there's an issue, you have an issue, and you go back, your mother had the same issue, your grandmother had the same issue, your great grandmother had the same, and
Yes.
it
Right.
goes back.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need to cut those cords, we need to break the chains.
And what a beautiful way in time of living now that we are have more access to make us
Yes.
more equipped to function in that level and have that capacity to function, that we can do this. So we are creating such a beautiful space for the new generation with a new
Yeah,
level of understanding and a lot more clearance to live life
absolutely.
in a different level.
Yes.
Thank you so much for explaining,
Yes.
Angel, so beautifully. Thank you. We
Oh,
always.
you're welcome.
What is shadow work?
You're welcome.
What is shadow work?
Shadow work. So shadow work is the stuff that we don't really want to look at. Do you remember when we were little children and we used to see our shadow and we would be like, oh, the shadow was following us. Yes, the shadow is following me. And so it's the darkness. It's the darkness within us. It's the dysfunction within us. It's the behaviors that don't serve us. It's the thoughts that don't serve us. And the learnt behaviors. Yeah. All of that is shadow work. It's the stuff that we don't really want to look at, but it's there and we bring it around with us. And in order for us to release the shadow work, we have to look at it. We have to, as you said, we have to go within. We have to explore ourselves. Think about, why do I do that in these situations? Why am I attracting the same type of man?
Yes.
All of that. All of that. Why? And if so, because sometimes we might think, okay, I'm gonna do a list, I'm gonna visualize. I want this, 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 and this in a man. And you visualize it. And you get this, this, and this instead. And the reason why is because your subconscious is leading the show. There's some things that need tweaking within your subconscious so that you become in alignment. You're not in alignment because the subconscious is running the show. And so you need to deal with the subconscious stuff. That's all the shadows. That's all the shadow stuff. And when you clear that, you attract different experiences, different people. You get to another level.
Right. Yes. And I think that is where the work is, because in order to get to that next level, leveling up, that work has to be done, because you cannot attain that position to the next level until that aspect and that work is being done and help you to evolve and move in the new level.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I mean, we can sit on it if we want and keep complaining that this is happening. We can do that for the rest of our lives if we want. But who wants to really do that?
Right.
Yes.
Who wants that? Because ultimately, we are all seeking something, aren't we?
That's correct.
We want happiness. We want inner peace. We want joy. We want bliss. We are all seeking that. We can attain that, but we got to do the work.
Yeah, you got to do the work.
You got to do the work.
And it's us as an individual. That is why we have to believe in ourselves. Believing in ourselves is so important, because we could believe in ourselves. Once we believe in ourselves, then we know that we can put things into different perspective, that I can do this. So in order for me to move to different levels, I believe in myself, but I can do this.
Yes.
And that's how you attain happiness, you attain joy,
Absolutely.
you attain happiness, all the goodies.
And absolutely. And if you don't believe in yourself at this present moment, there's somebody out there that does believe in you. Listen to them, get the support from them until you start to believe in yourself. Because trust me, I didn't believe in myself in the beginning. And the amount of people that have been on my journey and helped me on my journey, the coaches, the counselors, the healers, I am so grateful to them. They have helped me believe in myself. Yeah. So sometimes that's why we are a collective, and that's why we need help sometimes. We don't have to do this on our own. This journey does not have to be done on your own.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yes.
What is shamanism? So today,
what is shamanism?
Sorry. Shamanism is the oldest spiritual teachings known to man. And it predates religion and all the new age type healings and modalities. So basically, this is what our ancestors used to practice from way, 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 way back. And shamanism is working with the elements, working with nature, working with the wind, working with fire, working with water and air, the spirit animals, the ancestors and the gods and goddesses. All of that encompasses shamanism. And shamanic practitioners, shamans of old, it was a lifelong journey for them. They learned the way of being a shaman from a very young age in their tribes. But those of us, especially those of us in the Western society now who are shamanic practitioners, I don't call myself a shaman because I've not learned it from a very young age. Although some aspects of my learning, it feels like it has been. But so I would call myself a shamanic practitioner. I've had the training, and we use all these energies combined. And I have a drum that I use, and it's made from the hide of a stag. Very powerful. Sometimes it sings. It's so amazing. And so with myself as the fifth element in the circle, calling in all the elements, I will do shamanic healing. So I do soul retrievals, I do the ancestral healing, and it really is powerful because it's energy. We are all energy. Our wounds are energy, and it works on an energetic level and spiritual level, and it takes out stuff that doesn't belong, you know, especially if you're stuck. If you feel stuck, it really helps in that way.
Right.
So it's a very powerful modality. And I remember some of my mentors and friends, they were telling me that I need to study shamanic practitioners, and I was like, no, I'm quite okay with the energy healing. I don't need shamanism. But my guides, my ancestors, they shoved me there. Boy, they told me you have to. It was part of my journey, and yeah, I got initiated, and it wasn't easy, but yeah, I'm a shamanic practitioner now. So
Really
yeah.
powerful. That's really powerful. Thank you for saying that. Describe when one person come to you and you know that they're stuck and you know they're feeling in a certain way and they want to move forward to, as we spoke earlier about moving to different levels. Describe that experience of that person, and because I know it has to be reciprocated, you feel a level of joy seeing them being transformed and how they express themselves to you. Can you give us a quick idea of, you know, what that power in that moment feels like?
So when somebody first comes to me, depending on what service they want from me, I have to just be very wary. So somebody may come to me and straight off wants shamanic healing because they're quite aware of this stuff and maybe they've done some shadow work already. But then there might be some people that have come to me and it's the first time they're ever even looking at themselves and they want counselling. And so I just take them through an assessment and talk them through what it is that how I work, and also get some information about them from their past and what's working for them now, what isn't working for them now, and what outcome would they like. And so I work with them and help them explore their inner world so that they can, and challenge some of their thoughts and behaviors so that they can start seeing things from a different perspective. And by the time my clients have finished working with me, what's it called? I was just looking at one of the comments there and I was like, yeah, that's absolutely true, the drumming. By the time they finish with me, I look at their initial assessment and go through what it is they wanted from the beginning and what wasn't working for them. And more often than not, all the things that they wanted, they've achieved. And I go through that with them just so that they know that, yes, they've achieved what they came for. And it's just amazing to see how they have transformed. Some of my clients who just do the counselling, they also want some of the shamanic work, and that absolutely spurs them forward even more so. So sometimes I do a womb healing for women who have some issues with their womb, you know, the gynecological issues, and connecting them with because the womb is the first brain. The womb is the first brain, not this one. And when you connect it to this, very powerful, very,
Yes.
very powerful indeed.
Yes.
It's our
Yes.
intuition. And this is why women have been so downtrodden for centuries. And right now, it's the rise of the divine feminine energy within men as well as women. That energy, it's very powerful. That is the energy of source.
I like how you
And we
talk.
need to
Dig a
connect it.
little bit deep into that to us. Describe a little bit more about our feminine energy and
There is
talk
a
about our masculine energy.
So the masculine energy is about taking action. It's the protector. And most of us have been so entrenched in our masculine energy, doing all the time because of patriarchy, actually. And it has kind of tried to put the blinder on what feminine energy is. They've tried to make it look like feminine energy is not that important, but it is important. It's very important. It's the part of us that is our intuition, that is our creative energy, that is the connected to divine source. It's very important. And when you think about it, if we're not connected to our feminine energy, we're not connecting enough to our soul, to our spirit, to the power that's within us. And that's why patriarchy has been so successful for centuries in what they're doing right now in the world, because so many of us have not been connected to our power. But the time that we're living in now, it's very potent for the feminine energy to rise within men as well as women, because men have about 40% feminine energy.
yes.
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 Someone is
Yes.
asking the question, what form of shamanism are you initiated and trained?
I was initiated into the Celtic shamanism, which is in England, the Celtic one. So even though it doesn't it's not African shamanism, because obviously I'm of African descent, they're very similar around the world. But I have learned to incorporate a lot of African spirituality into my shamanism, because I've kind of
Wow.
made it my own. Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
beautiful.
Powerful. That's very
Beautiful.
powerful.
Wow, wow.
Wow. Oh, it's very interesting.
Yeah, it
Very, very
is.
interesting.
It is.
Wow.
What's the lower world, the upper world, and the middle world?
So the lower world is it's the lower it's different places, different spirit places where we can go to for answers. The middle world is like this world what we're in now. The lower world is like deeper down into your subconscious, and then the upper world is up in the spirit realms, in the other ethers, the spiritual ethers up above. So we can so sometimes when we do journeying via drumming, we can go to the different worlds for the different answers for the questions that we're seeking.
Wow,
Wow.
beautiful, beautiful. Let's talk a little bit about Akashic records. Take us on a journey to there.
Okay. Would you like to go on a journey there right now?
No, just really tell us exactly
Okay.
how each of us could journey there, but how can we position ourselves to take that journey?
So when you meditate, okay, depending on the form of meditation that you use, and you can get into a higher state, a trance-like state, you can literally ask your higher self, because your higher self knows. Your higher self, if you just allow yourself to be not controlled, but to guide you to the answers, you can ask your higher self, okay, I'm going to go into a meditation and I want to find out this about myself, my soul. Will take me there. Take me there. And if you can let go and trust the process, that's the important thing. Some of us are such control freaks or scared or scared of the alternate realities that we struggle to let go and surrender and be taken to that place where we can access information about our soul, about our spirit. So you can do it via meditation, you can do it via going, drumming, by music, whatever gets you into that space where you can really let go and ask away. This is about trusting ourselves and trusting our first thought. Sometimes we can doubt ourselves so much. We ask ourselves a question, we get an answer, and we're like, no, it can't be that. And then we start overthinking and and then we get carried away and we've lost sight of what the true answer was. Generally speaking, it's always our first thought, it's always our intuition. And try not to question that. Trust your higher self. Trust your higher self. Yeah.
I like the word you mentioned, but it's very important, the level of trust. Because once you zoom in onto trust, mean you're letting every single thing else out and harnessing that level of trust and open yourself to receive that whatever come in is meant for my good. That level of trust in you. And you can only reach to the space and level of trust when you are in a specific space, because you're not worrying about anything. You put everything 100% on the level of trust and knowing that you have that level of alignment within and you're able to harness all of that. Would you say?
Right. Absolutely. And so for some people, trust is a very difficult thing. And maybe their soul is here to learn about trust. So maybe their trust was broken as a child due to different experiences. And their journey is about learning to trust. And sometimes we have to learn to trust just on a general level, trusting other people, before we actually can learn to trust, in spirit, trusting ourselves as well, trusting ourselves to make the right decisions, trusting our intuition, tuning in. All of that is part of learning how to trust. So it might be quite a big lesson for some people, actually, depending on their experiences.
Wow, this is so interesting. So much power in this conversation. I know we have to, you have to be a returning guest, because there is so much that we're gonna have to dig deeper into, help us as a human being understand this level of life and how we can move to the different levels that we talk about initially, how we can really get there, because we all want to get to all the different levels, but how do we get there? And I like you did mention our subconscious mind, because that level of our subconscious mind have to really align with our desires and what we want. That is how we can attain to that next level. Is that?
Yeah, absolutely. And so when the subconscious is out of alignment with the conscious, that's when things are not working for us, and we're attracting things that we don't want. But it's because perhaps we're not learning the lesson. We're not sitting with it. We're just not learning. We're what my parents would call ears hard.
Yes.
So we have to go ahead.
What are some of the best ways that someone could start to heal trauma?
The best ways is to, you mentioned it earlier actually, and that was something that I used a lot in my earlier days, journaling. Journaling is very powerful. And also, if you feel like you're a victim and things aren't going your way, or the way you would like them to, because sometimes our way isn't always the right way, because it's got to be divine's way.
Yes.
The best way to heal trauma is to have an open mind. Try something different that you haven't tried before.
Wow.
Get help. There's a lot of professionals out there. Invest in yourself. You know what?
Thank you.
Invest in yourself. I say this all the time. Stop spending money on yourself and invest in yourself.
Thank you
So
for
when I say stop spending money on yourself, there's so many things that people spend money on that's not really helping them.
right.
And yes, it's nice to do your nails. It's nice to do your hair. It's nice to have nice clothes. It's nice to go out and eat. It's nice to go and party and drink. But how much of that is really helping you? Would your money better serve you by investing in yourself? Because sometimes you may find, actually, I don't need all these extra things. We don't actually need all these extra things. Yes, we like to look nice. It's okay. We don't have to. But do you know what I mean? Invest. I've invested so much in myself and my journey, and I have no regrets whatsoever. And the problem is, though, is that when you feel like you're not worthy, you will struggle to invest in yourself because you think you're not worthy, right? So try to just, what's the word? Disrupt that thought in your mind, disrupt it, and just push through and invest in something. Invest in even invest time. Time is an investment.
Yes.
If you can't afford to get a coach, a counselor, get a book. Look at YouTube. Look at, follow someone that's really inspiring and helpful. And some people can do this by themselves. Some people can't because they have a lot of issues. But whatever you do, invest.
Wow. Thank you so much for saying that.
You are worth it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, because we all need to hear that. And those who are replay or live with us, it's so important what you said, because what are we paying attention is, yes, we all agree, we all like to enjoy the niceties of lives and the luxuries and whatever. But first, who are we and what are we putting in? What are we doing to make ourselves a better person than yesterday? So investing in ourselves is so important. But you said it was so powerful.
It's powerful. Tell us a little bit about your book, Journey of the Stars.
So my last book, Journey of a Starseed, it's my journey from Christianity to spirituality.
Wow.
So, and in that book, I just kind of really go through all the spiritual phenomena and the experiences that I have gone through on this journey, talking to my ancestors, talking to the deities, and really it's just, when I look back now, I just think, wow, I've just been through, just experienced so many things like astral traveling and all of that kind of stuff. It's basically because I felt, and I wrote this book because I felt that religion for me limited me. And I toyed with the idea of this book since 2014, and I sat on it for so many years because I didn't want to offend Christians. However, in 2020, the book came to life, and I finished it and published it because I feel that spirituality is limitless, and it doesn't have all these dogma, and it just gave me a greater understanding of the spirit world and who we are as spirit beings, whereas I felt that Christianity limited me. So that's what the book's about, and it just, so that people don't feel scared if they're also experiencing spiritual phenomena, because sometimes it can feel scary. You may have these experiences and you think, oh my goodness, what's that? I'm going crazy. No, you're not going crazy. Your soul is talking to you. Your soul is trying to connect. You're connecting with the divine. You are a spiritual being having a human experience.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Love it.
Truly
Beautifully
amazing.
said, Angel.
Truly
Yes.
amazing. Wow.
You know,
Wow.
we, as you said before, we tend to keep just running away from ourselves. And now is the
Yeah.
time we really need to embrace ourselves. And I like what you
Yes.
said, invest in ourselves.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
invest in the things that is going to give you that spiritual food that you need. You need
Yes.
that spiritual food that you could start to go into the layers and see exactly what the soul wants to experience here. Invest in
Yeah.
the
Absolutely.
spiritual food. We
Yes.
need the spiritual food so
Just
we could grow and evolve.
yeah. Because when you think about it, we wouldn't survive without physical food because the human body needs physical food. This soul needs soul food. Same way. We need it. Otherwise, our soul is just there, just like,
Right.
what's she doing? What's she doing?
Right.
Come.
They, sorry, there is really enrichment comes into the space, because enriching ourselves, living life with fulfillment, not only with things around us, but us as a human being having that experience.
Absolutely.
Solid.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
That
And life
energy
is
moving.
all about
Space.
experiencing.
Yes. Angel, you got to be a returning guest, girl.
Yes. Oh my God. It's so beautiful.
You have to be a returning
Yeah.
guest. And we just want to thank you so much for taking the time out
Mhm.
from your busy schedule and really explaining to us exactly our soul and the purpose.
Yeah.
And you really help us to understand that there are layers. We have to be willing enough to work through those layers, use the modalities, and to work through those layers so we could really find that true essence.
Mhm.
Yes.
That essence,
Yes.
which is our soul.
Soul,
You
the
really help
soul.
us this morning to really understand the essence and how we could get to that essence, that bliss, feel
Yeah.
that joy, that compassion, that love. You really help us. And I hope
Yeah.
the audience was taking notes because you give a lot of tools today that they could put in their
Oh,
toolbox to work with to help themselves.
yeah.
And if you
Yes.
really need more deeper help, reach out to Angel. She is there and she will help you to walk that journey to go deep within your soul. Reach out to her. All her handles are in the comments below. Just reach out to her. Have a talk with her and see where it go from there. John?
Wow. 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 What you have done for us this morning, Angel, that you have this Monday morning, starting off a new week, we in the 7th month of the year. You've given us a kickstart to go all the way within. You help us to understand. You bring a true, a different level of, help us to look at life through a different lens, the enlightenment, the clarity, what we can do. I mean, there is so much, but I'm just going to touch on when you talk about reparenting. When you talk about reparenting and dealing with childhood trauma and how we can, even though we are grown as adults, and if we experience trauma in our lives, we can still show that ourselves, that love, go back to that childhood stage. And even though we didn't get it then, we can give ourselves now. I like how you talk about the subconscious mind. And if we want to move to another level, in order for us to move to that other level, we have to do the work with ourselves. And to cap off on that, invest in ourselves, because who we want to become
Mm,
tomorrow and in the future, it first has to start with us and invest
mm,
ourselves. And if we can't do it, let's get a coach. Let's choose what we're listening to. So that is so important. You have poured so much on all of us today, and those who are going to watch the replay, is going to be a joy rising moment for them, because it's a new level of understanding. what it's all about Akashic records, about shamanism, and all those good stuff. So thank you for pouring. We receive all of that you've given unto us this morning with such a power and so profound. Thank you.
You know,
You're
another
so
thing to
welcome.
another thing to that I love what you said, and is that we need to put that full stop and let our ancestors feel proud that we are
Mm.
taking that stand to heal that lineage and to heal ourselves, so the generation who is going to come behind
Yes.
will have that healing.
Thank
So
you.
Yes.
today we could make that choice to start that healing, so we could help the generation
Mm-hmm.
who is going to follow after us. We can do that.
Absolutely.
Such a beautiful.
We can. We can. Yes. It's been an absolute pleasure, ladies. Thank you so much
Oh,
for having me on your show. Thank you so much.
wow.
And
Yes.
to the audience, thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope that you take your notes.
Mhm.
But you know what? We will be bringing back Angel.
Yeah,
We
that's a
will be
different.
bringing back Angel, so she could really help us, that, we could even go down, even dive deeper. And she will explain a little bit more for us, because the hour is already up, and we got another meeting that we got to go into. So we just want to thank each and every one of you for coming here this morning. Believe in yourself, go within yourself, make that journey. If you can't do it on your own, reach out to Angel. Myself and Joan is here. We could always link you to Angel. Just reach out. If you can't do it, just reach out. Don't sit there and say, oh, I can't do it, and stop running. Stop running and start facing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only way you're
Yes.
going to heal. You got to stop running.
Yeah.
You got to face whatever is up in front of you. You got to face it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sweep it onto the carpet. You got to come up and you got to stand up strong, because you got that power. The power is within you. Whatever is in front of you is the soul trying to let you know these are the things you need to work on, so that the soul could evolve. So you
Yeah.
could heal your generation, and you could heal the generation to come, your ancestors and the generation to come. So today, make that choice to start healing. Start to walk that healing journey. Reach out and get help. Angel is here. All
Yeah.
her comments. Grab grab her book, read her book, because it's gonna help you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
Yes.
so much once again, Angel, for taking the time to sit with us and bringing value.
You're
You
welcome.
bring a lot of value here this morning.
You're
And
welcome.
we love you, and continue to do the good works that you're doing.
Yes. We're
It
Thank
is
proud of
you.
helping humanity.
Likewise. Likewise. Yes, it'd be lovely to come back. Likewise. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.